lifestyle, leisure, and business radio. Warrior lifestyle, leisure, and business radio. Zed.
Yes, it's another Wednesday. It's time for some technology, and today I'm happy because we have an insightful conversation we will be discussing pretty soon. No, now. But please, if you're not following us on social media, please make sure to do so by following us on Instagram, Facebook, and X at ZFMGH. And on TikTok and YouTube is ZTV, Z Multimedia, or ZFM. Our website is www.zmultimedia.com. We're going for a quick music break. When we come back, we'll dive right into the Zed Tech news of the week. Don't change your dial. Don't go anywhere. His Excellency, the President John Dramani Mahama, has approved plans for Ghana to build its first artificial intelligence computer center in partnership with Huawei. Speaking at the business roundtable organized by Ishmael Yamson and Associates, Finance Minister KCL Ato Forsen said the project will be announced in the 2027 budget. He expressed hope that Ghana will become the first country in Africa to establish such a center, which will then attract young people and prepare them for the next generation of opportunities. According to the minister, $250 million has already been embarked for the first phase of the project, with the second phase planned to expand the facility further. He explained that the initiative is part of efforts to address Ghana's $37 billion infrastructure gap. Our next story. Siastis AI partners Digital Assets Summit to drive innovation. Siastis, if I'm getting the name right, has announced a partnership with the Digital Assets Summit Africa to advance discussions on digital innovation across the continent. The collaboration is expected to strengthen dialogue on emerging technologies, digital finance, and the role of artificial intelligence in shaping Africa's economic future. Organizers say the partnership will help create platforms for knowledge sharing, investment opportunities, and collaboration among innovators, policymakers, and businesses. The move highlights Ghana's growing role in Africa's digital economy and reinforces the importance of partnerships in driving technological transformation. Our next story is Pre-Tutor AI project's strong growth as Ghanaian edtech startup Pertutor AI is projecting strong revenue growth after securing a 10,000 Ghana cedis in advertisement support to a recent business challenge. The company, which focuses on AI-driven education solutions, says the funding will boost its visibility and help expand its reach to more students and institutions. Pertutor AI's success highlights the growing role of local startups in shaping Ghana's digital education landscape and underscores the potential of technology to transform learning outcomes. Our last story, 1 million coders program records major milestone. Over 12,600 Ghanaians have successfully completed courses under the phase 2 of the 1 million coders program just weeks after its launch. The initiative, designed to equip young people with digital skills, is part of a broader effort to prepare Ghana's workforce and opportunities in the global technology economy. Organizers say the rapid uptake demonstrates strong demand for coding and digital literacy training across the country. The program focuses on practical skills in software development, data science, and emerging technologies, giving participants the tools to compete in both local and international markets. That wraps it up for the tech news of the week. Up next, we will be speaking with a special guest on the topic connecting the global and black economy in trade, tech, and collaboration with Richmond Stephen Obrimpong, who is on the line with us. But we'll be talking to him right after the quick music break. Going in with Richmond. Okay, he's got Richmond and Stephen together, so I think it doesn't really change much. But yeah, we're going right into the conversation with Richmond Stephen Opoku, and we will be talking about connecting the global black economy, trade, tech, and collaborations. Stephen, how are you doing? That's beautiful. That's beautiful to hear. We're going to have a wonderful conversation today, right? But I want you to briefly introduce yourself. You are the co-founder and CEO of Clever Global Incorporated, right? Steven, I would like you to unmute yourself. I think you were muted. Yeah. Steven, I'm not sure if you can hear me. Can you hear me now? Okay, unfortunately, I can't hear you. That's why we're trying to fix this issue right now. Apologies. I still can't. Hi, Steven, can you hear me?
Ed 101.9 FM.
Okay, Richmond. Apologies for the delay. How? Sorry. Again, I'm going to call you Richmond and Steven intermittently, so I apologize if I'm able to stick to one name. We're talking about clever. Please, enlighten us. What is clever? Steven, are you there?
Zed 101.9 FM.
Stephen, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, beautiful. Apologies once again for the delay and everything. But like I said, we're talking about Clever. Can you please enlighten us about what Clever is and what Clever does? Then we move into the conversation for today.
Okay, sure. So thank you very much. Like I said earlier, my name is Richmond Steven Obimpopupu. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Clever Global Incorporated.
Okay.
So Clever is a financial technology startup.
Okay.
Clever is a financial technology startup that is licensed in Canada and US currently.
Mm-hmm.
And what we do is we enable businesses in Ghana and Canada and then in the US access payments online and also easily launch e-commerce applications. That is our current core offering. Beyond that, we host a series called the Clever Summit where we connect entrepreneurs and professionals and investors and major stakeholders together in 3 different countries. So currently this year we already did Germany last month, and for the rest of the year we have 3 events coming up in Toronto, in London, and then in Accra in December. So our goal is to create a space where entrepreneurs and professionals can come together, especially between the global south and the global north, so that we can create that spaces that brings about opportunities and development. So ideally, that is our core focus.
So which one are you inviting me to?
We'll
talk about that. We'll talk about that behind us. We'll talk about that
one. We'll talk about that one.
Yeah, seeing as you're doing, this is a wonderful platform. I can tell that there is like a lot going on, and you probably have experienced the global market and how the global market works. I want to know, how can technology serve as the main bridge connecting African businesses with the global black economy?
Okay. Thank you very much. So, first of all, we have to do a little definition of the global black economy.
Okay.
One thing that we have to understand is that black people are scattered around the world.
Right.
Currently, in the region Africa, there are over 1.5 billion people.
Okay.
Currently in the region right now.
Okay.
But beyond the continent, if you go to Europe, North America, Asia, we have Africans scattered around these places.
Right.
And that is an opportunity for us. Because in as much as we have the numbers, we also have the access. But the problem that has usually come up is we are unable to connect all of these together to be able to build what we want to build.
Okay.
So, coming back to your question, technology creates that opportunity, creates that space where people can build products and solutions, enable collaborations, connect with other people, create access for other people, and then be able to easily sell their products to anybody, anywhere. So that is one key thing that technology could do. Before, it was so difficult for a founder in Accra to find opportunities in London. But now, even if you're unable to travel to London, you can still access opportunities, events, be at certain spaces there, and build some kind of trust before you even get to these places. So these are one of the many things that technology has done for these corridors.
Beautiful. So in spite of this, what would you say, what role actually does trade play in strengthening ties between Africa and the diaspora?
Yeah, so trade is the strongest form of economic collaboration. For any 2 regions, one of the things that strongly connects them is goods, services, and people.
Right.
And the existence of trade is what help, especially the global south, be able to easily engage with people in Europe and other parts of the world. Africa has not just the talent, but we have a lot of goods. We have a lot of services that the world needs, right? So what we have to do is to be able to expand on our trade corridors, create more products and services, and then be able to be at certain places or certain key markets where people need our services the most or our products the most. Once we're able to do that, we're able to create leverage, we're able to create wealth for our people. So trade is one thing that if the continent Africa takes it very serious, it may be very difficult for most of us to live like in the kind of situation that we are in now, because around the world people think Africa is poor. And let me say this: I'm currently in Europe. I'm currently in Europe, and
okay.
yes, I'm currently in Europe. And somebody asked me 2 months ago if we use mobile phones in Ghana.
You're joking.
I'm telling you.
You are joking.
I came to Northern Europe for a conference and also to work on a license for our company.
Right.
And somebody asked me, hey, in Ghana, do you guys use mobile phones? And I told him that, Ghana's GDP is bigger than that of your country. And that is true. Right? So we have what it takes. What we haven't done is to be able to create that access, to be able to create that space that makes us heard. And the more you are being heard, the more you're able to create validation. And once people trust that, okay, the goods and services from these countries are good, the people are good, people will trade with you. And once people are willing to trade with you, then it means that the economy is going to grow. So trade is the strongest form of economic collaboration, and it's something that the continent and the country Ghana should take like very serious.
Right. Asking you anyway, I already want to go back into that. Let's just leave that to lie. I know that amidst all of this, one of the biggest things that comes in place is collaborations, because seeing as you're moving between...
I cannot hear you now.
Oh, you can't hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I do.
Beautiful. I was talking about collaboration before we had an interruption in the line. I'm saying that as we can see, one of the biggest factors that comes in play, especially with these things you're doing, is collaborations.
Yeah.
How can collaboration across borders actually help small businesses scale and compete globally? And how does collaboration even come into play if we were looking at something like this?
Yeah, thank you very much. So, first of all, one of the ways that we can enable collaboration is to create the spaces where these collaborations can exist. That is one of the reasons why we do what we call the Clever Summit. Okay. Because it is very easy to trust people you meet in person than to just trust someone you saw on Instagram or on Facebook. Unless perhaps that person has built a brand that has that reputation where everybody trusts it. Until then, for a small business, it's going to be really difficult. That is why, first of all, it's really important that people who are building small businesses be at places where these conversations are happening. Secondly, when a business is small, it shouldn't limit itself because it is small. Because if you are building a product, let me use a product like shea butter, for example.
Right.
The demand for shea butter around the world is really high. The fact that you have a small shea butter factory in Ghana does not mean that you cannot sell to the rest of the world. All you need is a partner that is willing to bring your product to that country, because people need it. So first of all, if you're able to make sure that the product is good and be at a place where somebody can find it, then you can have that conversation where, can you take this product to maybe Germany? How much do you want to sell it? Probably a shea butter that will cost 10 cedis in Ghana may cost around $20 or 10 euros in Germany.
Yeah.
So even if you are selling it at a cheaper price to them, it is still money in the country.
Right.
So first of all, we have to be at the places, then people can trust us. Once you are at the places where you can find people who are also in that line of business, then you can have conversation with them. They can trust you, give them samples of your product or service, you let them experience it. Then they can be able to easily export it. You don't have to go to the country yourself as a small business. If you try to do that, it will be the cost of running the business is going to be extremely high. So I believe that one of the ways is to first of all be in these spaces, and secondly find the people that need these products or need these services, and who have access to those markets that you want to get into. because I don't believe that in the current global village, any business is a small business. Every business has a potential to become a global brand, depending on the perspectives of the person that is running the business, depending on how much effort he's willing to put in, depending on where he or she is willing to go and find these opportunities. If a founder or an early stage entrepreneur is willing to put himself out there, be at events, be at places where he can find potential collaborators, definitely he's going to find it.
Where he can find potential collaborators, definitely he can find. So I think I believe in that too as well. But now that we've had, I think you specifically have had a fair share of. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I do.
Beautiful. You having to have a fair share of the diaspora and how they work with their stuff, how things go on there. Some of the nitty gritties they have to deal with. What would you say, right, is something that we as Africans can take as an advice or something we can learn from the diaspora communities that's already thriving in the global market?
Okay. So one thing I have learned from the diaspora community is spending time in Europe, in North America, Canada, and some parts of the Caribbean. The people in the diaspora know how to build communities, and that is how they grow. Especially the black communities in the US, the black communities in Canada and Europe. One thing that they do well, they thrive in, is coming together and doing things together. It is very easy to see during this summer a lot of business events or engagements going on where you find entrepreneurs bringing their products, people bringing their services, talking to other people. These conversations happen almost every single day, especially during the summers. And that is something that I believe that we should also take advantage of. Right? Building these communities, building very strong communities. Because if you are a part of any community, definitely people are going to know you and people are going to trust you. Unless you are in a certain community, it will be very, very difficult to have that kind of trust that you are expecting to have. So that is one thing that I think we should learn. And there is this notion, if you are in Canada, and you are a Ghanaian, you hear some of these things. If a Ghanaian meets a Ghanaian, they ask you, back in Ghana, it looks like you people don't trust yourself. I hope you are not going to do that here. So the question is, why do people ask you that? Because of their experiences.
Yes.
So one thing is that we don't have to let that happen. We have to keep on creating this opportunity. Definitely, yes, there are going to be certain bad actors, but we have to create a vibrant community that promotes this engagement, that creates these spaces, that brings people to show up and show their products and services. Once we're able to do that, once there's an active engagement, there's going to be business. Once there's an active engagement, there is going to be exposure. When there's an active engagement, there's going to be trade. Somebody is going to buy, somebody is going to sell, and somebody is going to bring up a new idea. So once that engagement is happening actively, that is something that's going to help us. And that is something that the people in the diaspora have championed. In addition to access to funding, yes, they have very good access to funding, unlike we in the global south, where access to funding is a problem. So that is one thing that we should also look at. Which areas can we look into in terms of raising fund supports, like local economy, the normal entrepreneur, the young person who has dreams, who don't want to do like a full-time job and also build his dreams? How do we help these people? While we have these conversations, I believe that these things will come up and a solution definitely will come.
Beautiful. I want us to go back to Clever. Personal questions, honestly. First is...
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You're currently not audible. So.
All right. Can you hear me now? Are we good? Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Apologies once again. My question for you,
okay.
last few questions before we wrap it up. I want to talk about Clever. What inspired this particular platform?
Okay. I think it's a very nice question, and it will give me a very good opportunity to answer this again. In 2018,
Right.
I was a student at the University of Ghana, and I traveled to Netherlands for the first time as a young, ambitious person. I traveled to attend the Model United Nations Conference,
Okay.
which I believe most students took advantage of when they were in the university. And when I got to Netherlands, my debit card wasn't working.
A cup of you.
And then I called the bank, and there was no response. And I called my mom, and she said, okay, she's going to think about that with my dad. They wanted to send me some money because the only cash I had on me at the time was 50 euros.
And that would exhaust pretty soon.
And I got finished in the next 2 days. So as a matter of fact, I slept outside of the hotel for 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah, because I couldn't pay for the hotel. After 2 days, I couldn't pay for it anymore. The money wasn't coming. So what happened was, during the day, I walk around the hotel, and then at night, I go and sleep in their storage room. So on the third day, I got busted, and I was kicked out of the hotel. That was the day the money came. And the money had to go from Ghana to Gabon, then to Netherlands, because Western Union at the time cannot send money from Ghana to Netherlands.
It has to
so you can imagine it took 3 days for me to get this money.
The money took.
And before the money came, I was angry, I was hungry, I was tired. I had almost given up.
Wow.
So coming from Netherlands, I told my friends I've experienced something. I don't think somebody has to go through it. Because there was one point that I actually prayed and said, God, did you bring me here to kill me? Because to be very honest, it was serious. But I didn't die. I made it out, came back to Ghana after 2 weeks, and I told my friends, I studied psychology in the university. So I told my friends that I want to build something that will solve this problem. And they said, you're a crazy guy. It is not possible. How can you do it? I said, I can do it. I don't have to do it alone. So that was the problem that brought about this idea, right? So we wanted something that was smart. That is why the name of the company is called Clever. Because we wanted a smart solution to the problem.
All right.
So then the Clever name came because we wanted something that is clever that solved the problem.
Okay.
Right? So the next problem was when the idea came. Now we don't have the money. Me and my co-founder, we don't have the money because we are just out of school, and BOG requires a license. We didn't even know about all of these things, and eventually we got to realize we needed a license. And how can we even pay for the license? At the time, the new fintech, payment and financial technology license wasn't in. So the license we have to get it cost $200,000. And how do we get that money?
$200,000.
Yeah. So we pitched to some companies in Ghana, and some said they can give us $20,000, $10,000 for 20% of the company, and we said no. I mean, even if we got the money, the $20,000, and take 20% of our company, at the end of the day, the money cannot solve the problem. So you end up chasing us for your money, and we don't have the money. So having a good travel experience, because since the 2018, I traveled a couple of almost every 6 months. I was moving out of school, sometimes missing class, And then we came to Canada in 2023. So we got a license in Canada in 2024 and got a license in the US in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
For the past 2 years, we've been building an infrastructure. We just didn't want to build a solution. We wanted to build a system. That is why we built the Clever Payment that enables businesses to access payments in multiple countries. We built the Clever Summit that creates the space, the room for people to engage and meet and have these conversations. And we also have something called the Clever Creators for the creative economy, where a creator in Accra can post their links on Instagram and WhatsApp and get paid maybe from like people in the country or even outside of the country, have their services rendered to them, and then their money is sent to their bank account or mobile money accounts, right?
Yeah.
Then we also have the Clever Mart. The idea of the Clever Mart was to build something sort of an Amazon style where businesses cannot just sell in Ghana, but can sell in Ghana and in Nigeria and in Canada and in the UK and in the US. So we have spent the last 2 years plus building these systems, and the good news is that this year we've done the build. Now it's time to go out. So this is the year that we are going out. And then prior to this year, we started a Clever Summit last year. That was 2025. We started our first event was in Toronto. Our next event was at the Oxford University last year, October. And then just this April, we did our recent event in Dortmund. And our next bar stop is Toronto again, then London. Then our finale for the year will be in Accra.
Okay, that's beautiful. There's a lot of work going in. Your experience makes a lot of sense to want to build something like that. But can I send money from here?
I cannot hear you.
You can't hear me. Give me a second. Stephen, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, beautiful. So I was saying that I'm really inspired by a story. Having to be mindful, and then you get to stress like that for like days without getting money and food and stuff to eat. It drives a very beautiful story. I wanted to find out though, can I send money from here to the Netherlands?
Okay.
My only problem is, will I be able to use Clever to send money from here to somebody in the Netherlands?
Yeah, so currently we're able to do that for businesses.
Okay,
because for individuals, the Bank of Ghana hasn't yet given us that clearance, right?
Yeah.
So we have the license in Canada, in US, and currently in Europe to get the license. And our license in Ghana is, it's not fully available yet.
Okay.
But we can do that for businesses, yes. But for individuals, we can do that currently.
Okay. I think I do buy into the creator initiative because as a creative myself, getting paid from outside is also always a struggle. Recently we had some of our creators on X have their money stuck because they were using a service that had some few restrictions and held their money. So if you have a local alternative that can help and make things easier for us, it makes a lot of sense. If somebody wants to use Clever, who is Clever for? Like, is it for the business or an average user can get Clever? And if they want to download it, where can they get it so that we wrap this whole show up? And also where they can follow you and find you online.
Yeah. So Clever is for individuals who want to buy something, for businesses that want to sell their products and then services, and then for creators that want to collect payments like internationally. So these are our ideal market segments, right? In the next few months, we'll be able to offer individuals multi-currency accounts like US dollar, Canadian dollars, pound for individuals, whether they're in Ghana or they're in Germany. Like in the next few months, all of that will be available. And our website is cleverglobal.com. Once somebody goes to Instagram, Clever HKO, the Clever is CLEVA, and then HKO has a headquarters. So Clever HKO, they can find us there. Or myself, my Instagram name is Obrempong, or if somebody goes to obrempong.com, they'll be able to find my profile there and then be able to engage me. What we did was because of the restrictions we went through, we had to go and build from the global north. and then come back home and have that establishment done like well. So currently, people in Canada are able to use it, and then like in Ghana now, there will only be certain businesses, right? Not for individuals in Ghana at the moment, but very soon when it will be available for individuals, and then we'll be able to make those products available to them.
Thank you so much for taking time with us, Stephen. It really means a lot to us for taking time to join us. I know you have a very busy schedule out there, but don't forget my invite. I'll be at one of the summits,
Yes. I'll send you a text on that
and see how things will go. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, sure. Thanks so much. Yeah, bye.
So that was Stephen. He is the co-founder of Clever, and we did speak about the global tech and how startups can work as a global black person. Now, it's time to wrap up. Unfortunately, today we couldn't do the quiz because of time, but we have Highway 1019 up next, so please do not change your dial. This is the Zed 101.9 FM channel, and you don't want to miss out on Sticks, taking you home safely with some good tunes and good vibes all the way home. I'm Delphi. Thanks for tuning in. Do join me same time next week. And as always, we will talk more, Charlie.
School. Are you okay? To be honest, almost so many things just distress my mind.